at 2703 Teague Road today. So at 6:19 we had a call, a dispatch for an apartment fire. At 6:37 we had a second alarm, followed by at 6:57 with a third alarm. That means we had over 100 firefighters fighting this complex, apartment complex. At the current moment we have more than 24 units with fire damage and many more with water damage. Utilities have been impacted throughout the whole complex. Red Cross has been notified. Also, arson's on scene to try to determine the cause of the fire. And we've done a lot of work. HFD is always showing up. We do have our rehab team that made sure our firefighters were well hydrated, taken care of. We did have one firefighter transported with an injury, shoulder injury, and one firefighter that was treated for heat-related illness. As I mentioned, Red Cross is en route. We're taking care so they can take care of the people. And our firefighters are going to be here till this is tapped out or completely over. At this moment, do we have any questions?
We had talked with some of the displaced residents, and they said that perhaps the fire trucks that responded had trouble getting to where they needed to be because people were parked blocking the fire lanes. Was that an issue?
Well, and I want to pass it on, but coming in, it is a tight area, so there was some traffic impact, right? So that determined, but that's yet to be looked at and see if there was any impeding traffic that prevented them from responding early.
Every time there's a fire, you kind of look at the scene, everyone is different. What made this fire a little bit more difficult?
Well, obviously the spread of the fire, we were looking at what happened, talking to the chiefs. It spread rather quickly, which is why we dropped the 211, then followed by 311, because we saw what was happening, how fast it was traveling. And so at that point, we realized we're going to need more resources. And as we mentioned, the 311, we brought over 100 firefighters that are fighting this fire.
What would you attribute that to? In the past, it's been like really gusty winds. We didn't really have that.
Well, that's yet to be determined. Could be a firewall that, was there or not. So there's a lot of issues that once it's determined what actually caused that fire spread so quickly, then we're able to determine our investigation.
I think some people may look at this and think there's like a fire department right there, and this is here for it to get so big so quickly.
And again, the fuel load, we don't know the building is built around 1972. Obviously, ordinances are different, so that has a contributing factor of what could have happened, right? Of course, what's the fire load, what's the construction? So all that plays into play when the fire spreads that quickly.
How are the injured firefighters doing?
They're doing good. I just saw one of the captains. I checked in on him. Heat-related illness. Great spirits, good. Just precautionary measure. Our firefighter with shoulder injury. Our chiefs have been checking on him. He's doing fine.
Is it shoulder?
Yes, sir.
I guess you had no residents were injured. Cleared all the
No injuries on residents. No injuries on residents that were impacted.
Chief, if you could go ahead and give it a summary again so we can take it out.
Yeah, okay. The whole redo?
Just the beginning section.
Yeah, as we mentioned earlier, at 2703 Teague, at 6:19, we did get a call for an apartment fire, followed by 6:37, a second alarm, followed by a third alarm at 6:57. At this point, that means we had 100 firefighters respond to that. You have 24 units with fire damage and a lot more with water damage. The utilities have impacted the whole complex. Arson is on scene trying to investigate the cause of origin. We do have our Red Cross on the way that are coming in. We had two injuries. Actually, one was heat-related, and the other one was shoulder injury, with that said. But thanks to our rehab people, everybody here, our firefighters well hydrated, taken care of to ensure that their safety was taken care of.
I did have one more question. Do you have an estimate on other places?
Well, at this point, we're trying to get that number, but pretty much the whole complex right now is not. We have a lot of work to do. Utilities have all impacted that. So at the current time, this whole complex has been shut down. That's what we're trying to get. We're waiting for the apartment manager to get here and give us that information so we could get determined. But from just what our firefighters saw and our chief saw, several units have been damaged. And of course, now the whole complex, because we don't know what could have happened, but everything's out of commission right now. Yes, sir. I mean, that sounds about right. Yeah.
So 100 units?
Yeah, or more. Yeah, we're trying to determine that once
residents?
Units were impacted, but hundreds of residents have
Yeah,
Right across
Yeah.
the saying 100
Yeah.
units.
yeah,
that's possible.
yeah, that's possible.
And so now the cause is still under investigation.
Yes, we got Arson Bureau here doing the cause and origin investigation.
Is there any early indication that something
Not yet.
suspicious
You know,
happened?
we got to look at that. That's up to the arson. We got some amazing arson investigators that have been doing a great job, and they'll be able to determine that real quick. So, thank you. Yeah. I'm gonna do it to him. Telemundo. So, you got any questions for our chiefs? We got Arson. Before I move on, we got Chief Llewellyn, Chief Campbell, of course Chief Perry, who was one of the first. You guys want to add anything, guys? Feel free to. As always, our guys.
Too early. I mean,
Yeah.
Maybe towards the end, if you're still here, we might have something.
Yeah.
But we're just my investigators are still just getting interviews while still putting on the fire. We haven't been able to go in yet.
Yeah, but just want to add, our guys did an amazing job putting out this fire, and obviously maintaining it, and going to be here through the long haul. So a lot goes to them as well. Telemundo. Ahora a la dirección 2703 Teague, a las 6:19 tuvimos una llamada por apartamentos en fuego. A las 6:37 hicimos una segunda alarma y a las 6:57 la tercera alarma. Lo que quiere decir que teníamos más de 100 bomberos aquí respondiendo al edificio, los apartamentos. No tenemos, hay más de casi 24 o más apartamentos que están ya impactados con el fuego, y los demás con el daño viene con el agua que usamos. Tenemos todo el edificio, no tiene luz ni agua, entonces toda la gente se quiere mover. Tenemos el Red Cross que está respondiendo para ayudar a esos que vienen a apartamentos. Teníamos 2 bomberos heridos, uno nomás por el calor y el otro el brazo, pero todo está bien. Así que tenemos el equipo de Arson que está investigando lo que pasó, y ahorita vamos a estar entre la noche para allá cuando todo se termine.
¿Algo más que quiera agregar?
No, le quiero dar las gracias a los bomberos, todo el trabajo que hicieron duro, como lo hacen todo el tiempo. Gracias. We're good?